Over time, our homes can unintentionally become filled with items that create visual chaos, even without us realizing it. Whether it's outdated decor, unused furniture, or sentimental keepsakes piling up, these small things can make your space feel less inviting and functional. Don't worry, this isn't about drastic changes, but simple adjustments to restore comfort and order to your home. Stick with us as we guide you through practical tips to declutter and create a space that's fresh, organized, and perfectly suited to your lifestyle. 1. Invisible clutter. Sometimes, the messiest parts of our home are the ones we don't even realize exist. Invisible clutter creeps in unnoticed, and before long, it can feel like there's no escape. Paperwork, unused gifts, and expired medications are common offenders that sabotage an otherwise tidy space. Paperwork, old bills, outdated receipts, and unread stacks of magazines are sneaky space suckers. They may start as a single pile on the counter, but before long, they multiply into mountains of paper that collect dust and cramp your space. Solution: go digital. Switch your billing and banking statements to electronic versions wherever possible. This single move significantly reduces the influx of paper into your home. For essential documents you must keep, create a single, dedicated storage place. A small filing cabinet, folder, or drawer works perfectly. Make it a routine to declutter these papers monthly. If you don't tackle it regularly, it will become an overwhelming task you'll dread. Unused gifts. That decorative clock from 3 Christmases ago, or the vase you never liked but can't seem to get rid of. These items may hold sentimental value or come with a twinge of guilt, but they don't belong in your home if they don't serve you. Guilt shouldn't dictate what you keep. Solution: donate or re-gift these items. Many charities welcome the things you no longer need, and you'd be surprised how freeing it feels to give them a new home where they'll actually be appreciated. Don't hang on to things hoping you'll grow to love them. If it hasn't happened yet, it probably never will. Expired medications. Medicine cabinets often become overrun with products you no longer need or that are long past their expiration dates. Holding on to these items can be more than just messy. It can also be dangerous if you accidentally use them. Solution: carefully dispose of any expired medications. Pharmacies and health facilities often provide safe, eco-friendly disposal services, so you don't have to worry about where they'll end up. After purging, you'll find your medicine cabinet suddenly looks clean and functional again. 2. Outdated decor. Your sense of style may evolve, but some decor elements from decades ago might still be hanging around the house. These outdated accents don't just make your home look older, they can drain energy from your living space. Old decorations. Do you still display plastic fruit bowls, faux plants, or faded floral rugs? Heavy curtains that block out natural light? These relics from another design era make a room feel darker, busier, and more cluttered than it actually is. Solution: replace these with modern, minimal decor. Consider clear, airy curtains and real plants that bring life and vibrancy into your home. Opt for simple, neutral tones when upgrading rugs or other textiles. You'd be amazed how updating just 1 or 2 pieces can create a cleaner, more contemporary appearance. Why it's crucial now. Hanging on to outdated decor often stems from a reluctance to let go of the past. While cherishing memories is wonderful, your home should reflect the person you are today, not who you were 20 or 30 years ago. Modernizing your living space doesn't erase your history, it just gives you room to make new memories. 3. Junk drawers. The notorious junk drawer, and often there's more than one, is a silent chaos generator. It's tempting to toss random items into these spaces when you're not ready to organize them, but over time, they become tangled nests of useless things. Random items, dead batteries, old receipts, expired coupons, And tangled cables are common inhabitants of the typical junk drawer. It's a black hole for everything you don't know what to do with, and it makes finding anything nearly impossible. Worse, you often forget what's in there. Solution: start small. Tackle just one junk drawer today. Sort items into 3 categories: keep, toss, and donate. Be ruthless when making decisions. If you haven't used it in the last year, chances are you don't need it at all. Use simple dividers or containers to organize the items you keep and assign them a specific purpose. How to prevent future chaos. The key to avoiding future junk drawer explosions is to have a designated place for everything. Know where you'll store things like cords, tools, and batteries instead of defaulting to just throw it in the drawer. The more you trust yourself to assign items to specific spots, the less frequently you'll accumulate junk again. 4. Outdated tech gadgets. The world of technology is constantly evolving, leaving behind piles of obsolete devices and accessories in its wake. It's easy to ignore an old phone or cable when it's tucked out of sight in a drawer, but they take up valuable space, both physically and mentally. Unused electronics. Do you have a drawer filled with old phones, remote controls, or chargers for long-forgotten gadgets? These items are classic clutter culprits. We hold on to them out of a sense of just in case, but realistically, they only age further while becoming less relevant with each passing year. Solution: declutter these items immediately. Keep only what you still use regularly. For outdated electronics, locate nearby e-waste recycling centers that can safely handle the disposal. Many larger electronic stores will accept items like old phones, DVD players, or cords, ensuring they're recycled responsibly. 5. Sentimental clutter. One of the most difficult categories of clutter to handle is the sentimental kind. Over a lifetime, we gather keepsakes that remind us of precious moments, loved ones, and meaningful occasions. Photo albums, shelves full of trophies, vacation souvenirs, and sentimental gifts from family tend to pile up. While these items hold a special place in your heart, they can quickly overwhelm your living spaces, turning what were once treasured mementos into stifling chaos. The good news is, there's no rule that says you must keep every single keepsake to preserve the memories attached to them. Start by digitizing old photos. Scan them onto your computer or phone and save them to the cloud. This way, you can revisit those special moments anytime without dedicating physical space to piles of albums. For other items like trophies or souvenirs, choose a few truly meaningful pieces to display prominently and consider letting the rest go. Memory doesn't exist in the object itself, but in your heart and mind. Clothing can often fall into this category of sentimental clutter. It's hard to part with an outfit that reminds you of a particular time in your life, even if it no longer fits or suits your lifestyle. A good rule is to focus on practicality. Once you've separated items with strong sentimental value, donate or sell the rest. Keeping only what you wear regularly will free your closet and make your mornings less stressful. Remember, there's no shame in letting go of some sentimental items. By keeping the most meaningful ones and finding new homes for the rest, you'll alleviate emotional and visual clutter, paving the way for a calmer living environment. 6. Everyday clutter. Everyday clutter is the sneaky, persistent kind that builds up under the radar. Think mismatched or lidless plastic containers jumbling up your cabinets. Kitchen spaces are notorious for becoming a magnet for this sort of clutter, with excess dishes, cookware, and gadgets everywhere. When you open the cabinet to find containers raining down, it's time to address the problem urgently. The same goes for duplicates of items you use regularly, like spatulas, scissors, or pens. It's easy to forget how these seemingly small things multiply, creating unnecessary chaos in drawers and on shelves over time. Approach this with a critical eye. Do you really need 5 similar pens scattered on every corner of your home? Stick to your essentials and donate what you don't use. Another common culprit of everyday clutter is hobby supplies. Maybe you started knitting or painting years ago, bought supplies in bulk, and then abandoned the hobby altogether. Those unused skeins of yarn, stacks of paintbrushes, or unfinished projects now just take up valuable space. If you no longer enjoy the hobby, don't be afraid to part with the materials. Local crafting groups, schools, or charities would gladly give those supplies a good home. Often, everyday clutter feels harmless because it's out of plain sight, but it quickly spirals into disorganization. Don't underestimate how much more functional your home will feel with cabinets, drawers, and shelves that contain only the most necessary items. 7. Expired pantry items. Next on the list of clutter culprits are expired pantry items. When was the last time you took a long, hard look at your spice rack or the farthest corners of your pantry? The truth is, it's shockingly easy for things like baking powder, canned goods, and sauces to go well past their expiration dates. These items linger simply because they're hidden behind newer purchases, forgotten until the day you accidentally pick one up and cringe at how old it is. Keeping expired pantry items doesn't just clutter up your space. It can invite unwanted pests or even create unpleasant odors over time. To regain control, commit to an annual pantry audit. Take everything out, give your shelves a good cleaning, and check the expiration dates on each item. Toss anything that's gone bad. Organize the remaining items so you can see everything clearly. Consider practicing the first in, first out rule when restocking your shelves, meaning newer items go behind older ones to ensure nothing gets abandoned in the back. With a little attention to detail, you can create an organized pantry that not only saves space, but also helps you avoid buying unnecessary duplicates during your grocery runs. Remember, a tidy and well-stocked pantry means less waste and a more functional kitchen. 8. Broken or fix-it-later items. One of the most frustrating sources of clutter involves things you've meant to fix someday. Broken items like furniture, appliances, or decor tend to linger far longer than we care to admit. The reality is that if something has gone months or even years without repair, it's unlikely you'll ever get around to it. Start by making a list of all broken or damaged items in your home. Then be brutally honest with yourself. If you genuinely plan to repair something, set a hard deadline. For example, 1 month. If that deadline passes and the item is still sitting untouched, it's time to part ways with it. On the flip side, if the item is valuable and relatively easy to repair, prioritize scheduling that fix right away. It's equally important to think about how much space these items are taking up in your home. A broken chair shoved in a corner or an unused appliance collecting dust in your garage isn't doing you any favors. By finally letting go of these fix-it-later projects, you'll open your space up to items that actually bring value to your life. Plus, you'll rid yourself of the mental weight that comes with staring at something broken every day. Conclusively, life's too short to hang on to things that don't function. Free yourself from the emotional and physical clutter of objects that no longer serve you. 9. Oversized or outdated furniture. Furniture is meant to enhance your space, but oversized, bulky pieces can quickly do the opposite. Large armoires, heavy dining sets, or sprawling sectional sofas may have suited your needs decades ago, but as your lifestyle changes, so should your furniture. These pieces can overwhelm a room, making it feel cramped, dark, and cluttered, even if everything else in the space is tidy. The reality is that the way we use our homes changes over time. Rooms that used to be busy hubs for a growing family may no longer need that large 10-person dining table or massive entertainment center. Instead of holding on to furniture that no longer serves you, consider scaling back. Look for multifunctional, space-saving options like modular sofas with built-in storage or sleeker furniture that allows for better flow in the room. Replacing outdated furniture isn't just about aesthetics, it's about functionality. Bulky, unwieldy pieces often make it harder to clean and maintain your space. Imagine how much brighter and more open your living room would feel with a sleek new sofa, or how much easier dusting would be without that extra-large coffee table dominating the space. Now is the moment to rethink your furniture and opt for pieces that fit your current needs and your desire for a lighter, airier home. 10. Overwhelming collections. Collections often start with one or two prized items, growing gradually until they take on a life of their own. It could be figurines, snow globes, or even books that have amassed into an overwhelming display. While these items may hold fond memories, large collections often end up collecting dust and creating visual chaos that diminishes the beauty of your space. Take a long look at the collections in your home. Are they displayed in a way that sparks joy, or are they overpowering the room? If your shelves and surfaces are crowded, it's time to downsize. Choose a handful of your favorite pieces to showcase, ones that truly resonate with you or represent the heart of the collection. Store or sell the rest. Releasing these items will not detract from their meaning. Instead, it will allow the ones you keep to shine even brighter. Breaking up a collection can be emotionally challenging, but clutter isn't just about the item itself. It's also about the weight it adds to your mental load. Reducing the sheer quantity of items on display can make your home feel calmer. Clear surfaces and carefully curated decorations invite relaxation and make cleaning far less of a chore. Freeing up space from overwhelming collections is one of the most effective ways to reset and refresh your home. 11. Hidden storage spaces. One of the sneakiest sources of clutter often lives out of sight. Your basement, attic, or garage can quickly become dumping grounds for items you're not sure what to do with. It's all too easy to shove things into hidden spaces for now, only to forget about them entirely. Over time, these neglected areas become cluttered wastelands, filled with broken tools, seasonal decorations, forgotten furniture, and more. This out-of-sight clutter can quietly weigh on your mind every time you think about tackling it. The key to reclaiming these spaces is to take it step by step. Tackling an entire basement or garage can feel paralyzing, so don't try to do it all at once. Start with one small corner, sorting items into categories like keep, donate, or trash. If possible, involve family members to help you decide what's worth keeping and what's just taking up space. Clearing out hidden storage areas isn't just about creating physical room. It's about restoring functionality to those spaces. Imagine being able to walk into your garage and find exactly the tool you need without digging through years of accumulated junk. Picture an attic where holiday decorations are neatly stored and easy to access rather than piled into an overwhelming mess. Decluttering these areas transforms not only your home, but your relationship with it, offering peace of mind and order where chaos once reigned. 12. Emotional clutter. Perhaps the hardest clutter to confront is emotional clutter. Items tied to memories, milestones, or loved ones tug at our heartstrings, making it difficult to part with them, even when they no longer serve us. From your children's old school projects to gifts given decades ago, these items hold sentimental value. But holding on to too many of them can weigh you down, both emotionally and physically. The solution isn't to erase these memories, but to find ways to preserve them in ways that don't take up unnecessary space. Have you considered creating a digital archive? Take photos of sentimental items so you can revisit those memories without needing to hold on to their physical forms. For larger items, like pieces of inherited furniture, consider whether they truly bring you joy or whether it's time to pass them on to someone else who can appreciate them. It's also helpful to curate. Instead of keeping every single keepsake, select a few that genuinely mean the most to you. A carefully chosen set of items can often carry more emotional weight than an overcrowded pile tucked away in a closet. Incorporating these into your everyday life, like displaying a beloved vase or using a cherished quilt, allows those memories to stay alive without becoming a source of clutter. Parting with emotional clutter is challenging but freeing. When you release the burden of holding on to everything, you make space for new experiences and joys. It's a process of honoring the past while making room for the present and future. 13. Everyday items that creep in unnoticed. One of the most deceptive forms of clutter is the kind that blends into your daily life. Everyday items like extra spatulas, scissors, pens, or hobby supplies accumulate without you realizing it. You might think it's just one more, but over time, these small additions can multiply and create chaos in drawers, cabinets, and workspaces. Before you know it, finding the one thing you actually need becomes an ordeal in a sea of unnecessary extras. The key to tackling this type of clutter is routine. Set aside time every few months to go through commonly used spaces like kitchen drawers, desks, and craft areas. Be ruthless. If you haven't used that third pair of scissors or that mismatched set of plastic containers in years, it's time to part ways. Keep only what you use regularly and ensure everything has a designated place. This step alone can make your home feel instantly lighter and more organized. Everyday clutter is insidious because it hides in plain sight. You might not notice the extent to which it disrupts your space until you deal with it. But once you've cleared it away, you'll experience the relief of streamlined spaces where finding what you need is easy and efficient. 14. Expired and forgotten items piling up in storage. Another significant source of clutter is items that have been forgotten in storage or left to expire in pantries and cabinets. Think about that jar of spices that's been sitting in the back corner for years, or the half-used box of crackers that's long past its prime. Storage spaces like pantries, linen closets, or the back of the refrigerator can quickly turn into repositories for things you'll never use again. This type of clutter doesn't just take up space, it contributes to waste, creating a sense of disorder and inconvenience every time you search for something. To tackle it, commit to regular cleanouts. A pantry audit every 6 months can do wonders for preventing clutter. Pull everything off the shelves, check expiration dates, and get rid of anything that's no longer fresh. Organize the remaining items by category so you can see exactly what you have. The same approach applies to forgotten storage areas, whether it's a spare closet filled with unused linens or a catch-all drawer stuffed with takeout menus and old batteries. These small steps will free up valuable storage space and give you a sense of control over your home. Plus, you'll feel better knowing you're not holding on to expired goods or forgotten clutter that serves no purpose. 15. Unfinished projects lingering far too long. Few things create as much guilt-induced stress as unfinished projects. That broken table you've been meaning to fix, the half-painted canvas from last year's crafting phase, or the garden bench you thought you'd refinish someday, all contribute to a sense of incompletion in your home. These items often sit in plain view, serving as constant reminders of tasks you've yet to tackle. Worse, they take up space that could otherwise be used for items that bring actual joy or functionality to your life. Confronting unfinished projects requires brutal honesty. Ask yourself if you intend to finish the project or repair the item within the next 4 weeks. If the answer is no, it's time to move on. Set a hard deadline to complete repairs or projects. If you miss that date, it's a clear sign that the item should be donated, recycled, or discarded. Hanging on to these things only extends the clutter and adds to your mental load. Of course, if a project genuinely excites you and will add value to your home, make it a priority. Schedule dedicated time in your week to complete it. The satisfaction of finishing something you've been putting off can not only declutter your space, but also provide a boost to your confidence and sense of accomplishment. Unfinished projects are more than just physical clutter, they're emotional clutter too. Clearing them from your home will free up mental energy and physical space, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. 16. Oversized furniture and overwhelming collections holding you back. The items that dominate your home physically can often be the hardest to deal with. Oversized furniture and extensive collections might have been wonderful additions in the past, but as your needs change, they can end up overwhelming your living spaces. Large, bulky furniture pieces that once felt luxurious now make rooms feel cramped and difficult to clean. Meanwhile, collections that started as a hobby or passion project have grown to fill shelves, tables, and display cases, creating visual chaos. Start with your furniture. Ask yourself if each piece is serving a functional purpose in your current life. If a room feels crowded or difficult to use because of oversized pieces, it's time to scale down. Consider smaller, multi-purpose furniture that offers storage solutions while freeing up space. A streamlined sofa with hidden compartments or a compact dining set can open a room and make it feel more inviting, allowing you to move more freely within the space. Collections need a similar level of scrutiny. Whether it's figurines, books, or vintage trinkets, these items can quickly tip from charming to oppressive when they're allowed to take over a room. Select only the most meaningful pieces to keep on display, and consider selling or donating the rest. By curating your collection, you can create a more intentional and visually appealing display while reducing the clutter. Reducing oversized furniture and curating collections can have an immediate and profound impact on your home. Rooms that once felt difficult to relax in will become open and inviting, making your home a more enjoyable place to live.